I'm surprised at how much value you give the people. Um, it's unheard of. It's unheard of for the amount of value that you give, in the sense that you're giving them the training or giving us the training. But not only that, and this is not me to like toot your horn or anything like that, but it's exceptional in the sense that you're great with people. I meet a lot of funding consultants in the business. I've taken $50 million deals to them, $20 million deals to them, and they dropped the ball simply because they had poor interpersonal skills. They said the wrong thing. They rubbed the clients the wrong way. They're gone, got funded by somebody else. So the fact
Mm.
that you're number one offering the training, and I say this to Justin all the time, customer service, your connection with people, your understanding of people, your empathy, and things like that, it's head and shoulders, above and beyond anybody that I've ever worked with, as far as training in the industry. And I work with a lot of consultants, a lot of successful business people. Not many of them give training like this. So
How has
yeah.
that helped? How has that helped you with what you're doing compared to before the training? Because like you've been doing this a long time, but after the
Mhm.
training, now that you've kind of gotten a, I'd say, deeper context as we've done all of this work over the last 10 weeks, how's that
Mhm.
changed what you're doing and how you approach your business?
I feel a lot more confident when I get on the phone call. I'm not just talking for the sake of talking. It's like I have a structured approach to getting on any phone call, and hopefully ending the phone call with the call to action, with quickly qualifying the people, building the rapport and so forth, but quickly qualifying them in a very natural way where it doesn't seem like I'm trying to push or I'm trying to be salesy. It's like really flowing naturally. I'm
Yeah.
coming across as confident, cool, and collected. And by the time the call is like nearing the end, it feels like I'm kind of like in control of the conversation, but not in a real like demonstrative way, like I'm pushing them around or bullying them. It's like they trust me. They trust giving me the will, and they trust, okay, following the next step, which is to complete the application. So with the training that I received, I'm able to apply it um, to my other business as well, to the higher amount of funding, where I'm able to get on the phone call with these really, really sharp, intelligent, sophisticated people that know their stuff. They're going for like $50 million. They know their stuff, right?
Hmm.
I'm able to be cool, calm, and collected and say, you know what? You may know your stuff, but you still got to qualify for this money. And I take the steering wheel back and I say, okay, well, that sounds good, but how much money do you have to put down? What's your credit score? And then they see, okay, I may know my stuff, but I can't just run game on him because
Hmm.
he's really qualifying me for this money. So it just made me feel a lot more confident. It makes the calls go forward in a real structured, professional way. And I'm learning to be a lot more cool because I get excited when I get on the phone. I'm learning to just slow it down a little bit and pace myself.
Yeah, you get the framing down, and then when you slow down, it's you really qualifying versus chasing, and then finding yourself trying to convince people to move forward.
Mhm.
It's easy to get excited when you're like, all right, you start calculating the numbers of what you could make on this deal before you've even closed the deal, and then
Mhm.
it's out the door and it's gone. Um,
Exactly.
what's been some of your takeaways over the last couple weeks, just from what you've gotten on these on our little Monday night sessions?
Man, it's just like poised. It just makes the difference. You say, like, I forget how you phrase it, but you say uh, uh slow is fast, and how do you say that's okay? Slow is smooth and smooth is
Smooth as
fast.
fast.
So what I've learned, I'm naturally like that type A personality. I get excited and so forth, and sometimes I find myself speeding up. When I'm on these calls, I have to kind of like pinch myself and say, slow down. This
Hmm.
subconscious type of, slow down a little bit. I slow down and I'm able to kind of like just be a lot more smooth and push the calls along in a professional manner. So that's like the main thing, learning to slow down, pace myself, and know that people that are on the other line are just people, right? I don't have to like feel like somebody's better than me or I'm better than them. It's just a regular conversation like we're having now, and that makes me realize, like, these people have kids too. I don't have kids, but these people have kids. They have lives. They have goals. Just talk to them in a really natural manner. You don't have to try to sell or have to try to be too professional and so forth. Just be natural, be respectful, find out where they want to go, and help them get there if we could. So it's taught me poise. It's taught me to pace myself. That's the main
That's good.
takeaway I would say.
Yeah, that's really good. I think that's what most people, even that are new, because they get so nervous, and then they're like, you're moving so fast, and that's why I've tried to like pace what we're doing in the
Mhm.
way that I have, and I think we're getting to the point where I'm like, all right, and I'm starting to repurpose everything again,
Mhm.
but you want to take in all the information, and usually programs will give you so much that you get overwhelmed, and it's information overload, and so you're trying to take what you learn and apply it, but when there's too much, it's like you can't take action, or most don't. Like
Mhm.
guys like you and I, we could probably assimilate the information and start to apply what we need.
Mhm.
But if I give you just a little bit and then say, okay, you're gonna be nervous, you're gonna be scared, but just go out and try this or try that. And then each day or each week after that, we layer just a little bit more on. I think
Right.
by the time they're done with 12 weeks, they're in a position that's completely different than where they started.
Mhm.
For somebody that's just getting started, that might not know who I am, what what would you tell them about me?
I'll tell you what, I'll take it back to the first call I had with you when I had a client. Um, I guess I had spoken to you before about how the program works and so forth. And out of the blue, I called you, you answered the call, which is, I understand if you're not available, but you happen to be available. We did a three-way call, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take notes and just learn. But it was like I was blown away, because it's like how you conducted the conversation. As I mentioned, I work with a lot of funding people, and I've seen big deals fall apart, even from the people that do deals, right? They come across really aggressive. They come across really pushy. Um, not concerned for the people. They just want the money. They just want to make that big commission. But when I got on the phone with you and I got the customer on the phone, it was like you were totally cool, calm, and collected. You came across really confident, really professional, really touchable. Right? It's kind of like you made me feel like the customer could actually touch you. Like you're not like some distant funding consultant that just wants the commission, right? And that just made the difference. It just showed you're really concerned about the client, the customer. You cared about them as a person. It came across as that. You knew your stuff. You knew your programs. You knew how to get them where they wanted to be. And to be honest, I mean, since day one, always felt like this with you guys. You're the types of people that I feel comfortable taking my mother to meet. You know what I mean? Let
Mm.
alone a customer. So anytime I get a lead, I'm like, okay, I can drop it off to you, Justin, or whoever. I know they're in good hands. Even if
Yeah.
we don't get them funded, they always come back. Hey, I had a good conversation with Justin. I had a good conversation with whoever, right? So I always feel comfortable just referring people to you. Whereas with other funding consultants, it's like, oh man, he's vicious. I can't. He's like a pit bull. I can't take them to him because he might eat them up. This
Yeah.
poor little pool. This poor little pool. This older lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got this pit bull over here. He's funded a lot of deals, but no, thank you, buddy. I'm going to take him to somebody else. But I feel
Yeah.
comfortable taking them to you guys every time.